Hey everyone, it's Matt here, taking a look at another JS Innovations Dashcam. Today we're going to be looking at the JS Dash Pro, and I did do some previous JS Dashcam reviews, but they didn't have the components that this one has. So we not only have a front camera here, but we actually have a rear camera. My vehicle's, about 12 model years old, and the rear backup cam wasn't standard with it. And what I've seen a lot of users talk about is that this can actually act as that backup cam. So that's kind of cool. Everything is a plug and play, just like the other JS Dashcam designs were. So you're simply just going to pop this onto your front windshield here. And this is the plug-in for that. You're going to see two USB plugins. So there's this one here. That's going to be for your for the front camera here. And then this one here powers the rear camera. So you'll be feeding that through your vehicle. There are some screws for mounting as well. I'm not going to do a permanent mount on this one just because it's for the purpose of reviews, so I won't be drilling into my bumper or anything like that. And then there's another wire in case you need it. You will have to get a Class 10 micro SD card for this. I mean, they're pretty much all Class 10 standard nowadays, I think. And that's going to plug into the side here. All right, so I'm going to take this outside and I'm going to get it set up. Okay, so I do have this mounted onto my license plate, and I've sort of hidden it with my license plate holder here. So this is going to serve as the rear cam. I've pulled a little piece of tape off, and now, if I were permanently keeping this on my vehicle, I'd probably find a better way to hide the wire, but the wire itself I'm just going to transfer along into the vehicle, and this is going to plug into the camera in the front. All right, getting ready to install this. Well, not really much installation. It's just an adhesive mount to the front windshield there. Remember, your power source is here on the mount itself. It's a magnetic mount, not swivel. It does move a little bit up and down. Gives you a little bit of give to position the camera. Just in terms of the micro SD card, so you're going to see three different things if you start searching online and going through the manual. Online, it seems to imply that you can use a micro SD card as low as 8 gigs, while in the manual it seems to suggest 16 is the bare minimum, or 32. Again, I've read three different things. Just if I recall correctly from my last reviews, you get about 4 hours worth of recording in 1080p. Off an 8 gig, you're using 2 cameras here, so plan accordingly. The other thing I'm going to recommend is that you play with the settings a little bit once you've plugged this in, and that you tinker a little bit with the continuous loop footage, making sure that you have a continuous loop that you are happy with. I'm usually good with 5 minutes at a time. That's what I'm really happy with, and then you get going. It's pretty much plug and play. So I'm gonna just hook things up and I'll plug it in and we'll get it started. All right, I just wanted to show you a few different things you could do with the dash cam right from the interface itself. So it's a touch screen here. There are a few things you can modify here, like the type of filming you'd like to do, the continuous loop footage as well. You can play back any of your old videos here. You can lock and unlock through this, take still photos. The recording's off right now, but if I press that, it'll turn the recording on. And then you'll see that there's a view of 2 cameras here. So if I bring up the touch screen, there's a button here that allows you to go and look at it'll allow you to switch cameras, and then it'll have you look at just the front camera and just the rear camera. So this is the way that you could feasibly turn that rear camera into a backup camera, is just by selecting this and showing what's kind of behind you and looking at that, and obviously your mirrors as you reverse. So I am going to show you just in the video footage right now what it looks like, what the backup cam looks like when you're, well, I guess the back cam looks like when you're reversing, and how you can use it as a backup cam. Here's some daytime footage of a drive. I'll show you the night after this. As you can see, you can timestamp your footage if you want. It'll timestamp by default, so make sure you do set the right date. In the nighttime footage, I'll show you what happens if your dash cam system resets and the default timestamp picks up. It's not really helpful. Let's talk about picking a microSD card, and I'm going to get a little technical here. We'll put the Class 10 talk aside, since pretty well all the cards you buy these days are that by default. Most dash cams rely on a card that's FAT32 partition, though, and this is no exception. Meaning if you buy a card larger than 32 gigs, you're going to have to find a way to partition it so it works. Remember, the largest card that this one can support is 128 gigs, but if you just plug a larger card in straight away, you won't have any success, and it'll keep telling you to remove and insert the card over and over and over again. So here's where things get technical. If you're a Windows 10 user, and you know what I'm talking about here, you know there's no easily accessible FAT32 partition capability. You'll have to find a third-party solution. If you have one, it's like a 2-minute fix. If you don't and have no idea what I'm talking about, maybe it's better off that you just find someone that can do it for you, because it's a 2-minute fix. It's really the only headache that you're going to find here. One thing JS doesn't tell you on the box or manual, though, is that there's an app for this camera. I'm not sure why it's not mentioned anywhere, but there are better options on the app than there are on the camera itself, including better continuous footage looping, real-time viewing capabilities, and the ability to download the actual recordings. I honestly don't know why JS makes zero mention of it on the packaging. I really don't. It's on their website on their FAQ, though, but I'll make it easier for you. You've probably seen the on-screen prompts already telling you what the app is called and where it is, and how to enable the Wi-Fi connection. Here's a bit of that rear dash cam footage. And then I'm going to switch over to the same view at night. Before closing it out with a front view at night. In both cases, the video is pretty clear, but can suffer from some of the regular hang-ups you might run into, like in the daytime case of sunlight glare. Not really one of those things you can help outside of keeping the windshield as clean as possible. But there's your footage straight from the source, and that's pretty much a wrap on the JS Dash Pro. So that's a look at the JS Dash Pro, now available online at bestbuy.ca through the marketplace. As I mentioned, it's very easy to install. You do have that one little hang-up with the micro SD card, which I mentioned throughout the video. And if you can get through that, or just get a 32 gig SD card or lower, you'll be fine. So that's a look at this. It's now available. I'm Matt. Please subscribe to the channel for more dash cam reviews, more tech reviews like this one, and we'll see you next time.